Welcome to Peninsula Seniors Out and About. We're here at the Western Museum of Flight with Cindy Maka. We had quite an event today. Can you tell us a little bit about the event that's going on here today?
Sure. We're happy to have the South Bay Mustang Owners Club here with us. Complimented a lecture we had earlier on the Mercury mission. And so what better thing to have other cherished symbols of the 60s and these classic Mustang cars that really have style and culture.
I'm here with Jim Morrison. He's the vice president of the South Bay Mustangs. Can you talk a little bit about the Mustang Club and give the whole entire name of the club, please?
It's the South Bay Mustang Owners Club. And we're going to be celebrating our 20th anniversary in April. And we're really looking forward to that. We have meetings once a month. Our meetings are at Polly's Pies in Torrance, the first Wednesday of every month at 7:30.
And you have a lot of activities. Can you talk a little bit about the activities that you have? And some of them help with the nonprofits in the area. Can you talk about that?
That's true. We have a major car show that we put on ourselves that's at the Wyotech College in Long Beach at the end of July. And proceeds from that, some of the proceeds from that, of course, go to the club to help support the club. And we also donate to student charity there that supports students that are in financial difficulty. Some of the events that we do, we go on cruises. One that we've been to recently is we went to the Nethercutt Collection up in Simi Valley, and that was wonderful. We also are associated with the Shelby Club. I didn't make it this year, but some of our members go to the Shelby honorarium that they have on his birthday in January. It's at the Peterson Museum. We've been on a cruise to Peterson. We've been to several private collections that our members have friendships, and that's some of the things that we do.
Well, Fabulous Fords, you didn't mention that.
Oh, you know what? I've personally not been to it, and I want to go, and I believe that's in April. Another thing that we do is
Where is that held?
That's held at Knott's Berry Farm in Anaheim. Another charity event that we do, and we've done it now for a couple of years, is we're heavily involved with the Edelbrock Corporation, and we're actually the sponsoring club for their car show that they have in May. And I believe that's coming up here the first week of May.
And what did you bring to the Western Museum of Flight today?
I brought my 1966 Mustang Coupe that is a labor of love. It doesn't look very pretty, but you know what? It's beautiful to me.
And how did you happen to buy it?
Well, first of all, my daughter needed a vehicle daily driver. My sister told us that she had a line on the Mustang out in Lancaster, and it wasn't running. And my daughter and I went out and we purchased it. We towed it home, and that was in August of 2004.
So it is truly a labor of love.
Yes, it is. Just like owning a home, right?
Thank you, Jim.
Thank you.
I'm here with Steve Schnabel. And what did you bring to the Western Museum of Flight today?
I've got my 2006 Mustang GT.
How'd you happen to buy it?
My best friend has 5 Mustangs.
Oh, wow.
And I've always had GM cars. And when it came time to buy a car, GM didn't have anything I wanted. I bought the Mustang, and it's actually the most fun I've ever had with a car.
It's a GT. I've got a GT too. I know. Yes. They're really amazing.
Oh, it's fun. Yeah, it's fun. I've got a Toyota pickup, and I go out and look at the Toyota, and I look at the Mustang, and I get in the Mustang.
Can you give us a quick closer up look?
This is my 2006 Mustang GT. It's fairly stock. I've got cold air on it and exhaust, and the computer's been worked over a little bit. But other than that, it's dressed up. It's got a lot of billet stuff on it and covers. And the car itself, I've done wheels, a little bit to the interior. It's just been a fun project to work on. It's kind of a never-ending project. You can always find something that somebody's come out that's new for the car. Recently changed the front bumper on it, the front fascia they call it. I put a Roush front fascia on it, and at the same time I changed the grill to a 2007 Shelby grill. Rear window louvers, billet gas cap door, some striping. The striping was painted on instead of vinyl.
I'm here with Jim Hearth at the Western Museum of Flight, and what did you bring?
A 65 Fastback Mustang.
How did you happen to buy this car?
Well, it's a work and a long time of trying to find what I really liked. I started out with a 67, looking for a 67, I guess because of Bullet, and when I ran across this one, I just fell in love with it. So it's been in family since 1996.
It's red.
It's red.
It's beautiful. Can you tell us a little bit about some of the features?
Most of the features are underneath the body and the hood. I've tried to keep the inside and the exterior original. Most of the changes have been to the suspension and the braking system. So from the outside, it looks just like it just came off the factory floor. And what I like about it is that it is, when it says 2+2, it's the fact that it has 2 jump seats in the back, but you can fold down the rear seat and it looks like a sports car.
How's it to drive?
Oh, it's beautiful. And one of the reasons why I went to a disc brakes is with the drum brakes, it didn't have enough stopping power, in case of an emergency. And but it's I put an AOD transmission in it, so for long cruises I can save on gas and feel more comfortable.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm here with Jeff and Jeannie. And what did you bring today?
We brought to the Western Museum of Flight a 69 Mustang convertible. It runs really nice, and we're going to take it to the 50th anniversary of the Mustang in Las Vegas. And it's been in 2 movies. It's been the Confessions of a Dangerous Mind and the remake of the Marilyn Monroe story for Japan.
How'd you happen to buy this car?
Well, when we found this car in 2000, we said, well, we got to have it because it's a convertible. We have a hardtop at home, and we wanted a convertible, and it was just perfect.
Okay, what's it like to drive?
It's a doll. It's a real doll.
And I always have a nice girl with me, too.
I'm here with Carl Marsh, and what did you bring to the event today?
It's a 1997 Roush Stage 2, one of 87 built.
How long have you had it, and how'd you happen to buy it?
I bought it from my old neighbor, and I've had it since 2003.
What's it like to drive?
Phenomenal. It's actually built for road racing.
Wow. Okay, all right.
And it is street legal, but it is fast. I've never had it top speed, but I have had it up to about 130. So.
Wow. Out on the track?
No.
Oh!
I-15.
I won't tell. I'm here with Dennis Burhan, and what did you bring to the event today?
A 1970 Ford Mustang.
How'd you happen to buy it?
Through a friend. It was a project car. We had to redo the whole thing.
Did an amazing job. What's it like to drive?
It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. We don't bring it out enough, but it's fun to drive.
Well, thanks for bringing it to the event today.
You're welcome.
I'm here with Mario, and what did you bring to the event today?
I brought my 2006 Stage 2 Roush Mustang today.
Can you explain what a Roush Mustang is?
Well, a Roush Mustang is basically Jack Roush being a NASCAR owner and doing a lot of stuff with Ford for a lot of years. He takes a basic Mustang GT, sends it to his facility, and like Shelby would do with their Mustangs, and he goes through and he adds suspension, body kit, rims and tires, interior modifications, and goes through and makes it what is called a specialty Mustang. So it's a little bit more, not as ordinary as a normal Mustang you would buy off the lot.
Very special.
And I've had Jack Roush sign it a few times, so
Wow.
it made it even more special to me.
How'd you happen to buy this car?
I bought this new in 2006 from one of the Ford dealerships down in Buena Park, and I've always been interested in one of the specialty Mustangs. Found this one on the lot. Blue happens to be my favorite color, so there was an easy choice as far as picking the car.
How'd you happen to change the grille? There's got to be a story to some of the things you've done to this car.
Yes, I do a lot of car shows, and I've noticed at car shows, people like the little touches that you add to your car being different. Of course, on the Mustang, the front grille comes with the pony emblem. I decided to do something different, so I ended up putting the Ford emblem on there with a different overlay over it, of course, and a lot of people don't notice that at first, and they have to go back and do a double look.
And what's it say?
It says fast. So on my car here, what I've done basically is I've taken a lot of the stuff that comes stock on the car. I've added a lot of carbon fiber, the manifold cover, the fuel rails, the radiator cover, which I had custom airbrush with a photo of Jack Roush with him doing his NASCAR stuff here. I had the checker flag airbrushed on here. I've also had Henry Ford III sign the car on this part here. I changed out all my plastic tanks that were with the car when I bought it and put it in all the polished aluminum tanks, the battery cover. I've had the valve covers powder coated along with the strut bar to add a little bit more color under the hood. I've had Jack Roush sign the air intake on here also. So hopefully, that'll add a little bit more value to my car if I was to ever sell it. I changed out all the radiator hoses and all the other hoses to blue to match the car. So when I do my car shows, it adds a little bit more color under the hood there. And this is a feature here I don't want you to miss. My toolbox for fixing Chevys.
I'm here with Barbara Barker. And what did you bring to the event today, Barbara?
I brought a 1966 convertible Mustang.
How did you happen to buy this car?
My husband and I decided, actually as a bucket list item when he was doing chemo, that he had always wanted one and that we would buy one and have it restored. And so we did. And to give credit to Bob Zane, who was not only a family friend, but a wonderful restorer of Mustangs. I think this was his 25th. He restored it in 5 months and went back to the shop and worked nights and weekends because Ray was his friend. And so Ray got to drive it 3 times before he passed away. And I have a wonderful picture of him with all his kids in that car.
Oh, how awesome.
Yes.
How awesome.
Yeah.
What's it like to drive?
Well, I really like driving it. I was just telling somebody the other day that when I got in it, and I thought, well, this is going to be tough because I drive automatic steering, power steering, power brakes, and it wasn't at all. And I think what happened was by the end of the block, my motor memory of some car I drove when I was a teenager came back in to play, and that's how it feels. It feels like an old car I once had, but I never had a Mustang.
Oh, wow.
So, I don't know.
An old friend.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Now a new friend.
Yeah, and now a new friend, and it's a beautiful color.
Oh, thank you.
Oh.
It's a Rangoon red.
Rangoon red.
Yes.
Oh, well, thank you, Barbara.
Thank you.
I'm here with Bill Butcher. And what'd you bring to the car show today?
I brought a 1968 Ford Mustang California Special.
What makes it a California Special?
The California Special was built to enhance the sale of the automobile, the Mustang automobile in 1968, to try and drive up the sales of that particular car for that year. They only made them for 6 months. They did build 4,118 of the automobiles. Some of them were shipped back to the Midwest and also up in Canada. And they called those the High Country Specials. And being a High Country Special, they had to modify the engines for high altitude driving. They sold a lot of them here in Southern California. They were built in San Jose. And a lot of the modifications on the car were built to look like the Shelby at the time, and enhance the sale of the automobile, of course. So I can show some of those enhancements to you if you wish.
Perfect.
One of the enhancements to the California Special was the lockdown hood, which shows the locks as I'm showing you here, and also the blinker systems on the hood scoops. Also, it's got the fog lights that are in the grille up on the front, worked into the air dam there. Also, it has the scoops on the side of the car, and then the deck lid is made out of fiberglass, and it's also got special tail lights on it that are different from the normal stock Mustang tail lights. The tail lights on the California Special are the same ones they use for the 68 Shelby and also the 68 Thunderbird. They've got the rear spoiler is worked right into the tailgate, which is fiberglass, and the GT tailpipes, which are stainless steel, duals on each side. It's also got the scroll work on the side here, the letter work for California Special, and the GTCS, which shows that it is a GT, and that the California Special, that's the GTCS is Grand Touring California Special. In the engine on this California Special, we have a 428 Cobra Jet. It's a pretty powerful engine for this small car. One of the main features that's on this is it's got a 4-barrel carburetor on it, and it's clean, powerful, and it's a lot of fun to drive. Whenever you put your foot down on that gas pedal, it's going to move.
I'm here with Henry Stokes. And what did you bring to the event today?
I brought this 07 Mustang GT.
Pretty cool. How'd you happen to buy it?
I've always been a Ford lover and a Mustang lover, so that was just time to get one.
Did you enjoy the event today?
It's wonderful, very informative.
Good. Do you have some features you'd like to share with us about the car?
Beginning a stock Mustang GT, and I decided to do my own thing to it. So it has a Roush supercharger on it, which brings the stock horsepower from 300 to about 460. It's got suspension modifications, transmission modifications, exhaust, and it still gets 22 miles a gallon.
What's it like to drive?
Fun. That's all I can say. You just have to what you do with the pedal.
Okay.
In stock form, the Mustangs came with 310 horsepower, maybe 315. With the addition of the Roush supercharger, it's now up to 465 horsepower, and maybe a little bit more than that with the Roush exhaust and the Roush cold air intake system. The car is very reliable, gets good gas mileage, it's fun to drive, and you never have any problem. You just hop in it and go. The nose itself I've changed. That's also Roush, along with the Roush grille.
Can you tell us about the license plate?
The license plate has a Purple Heart, which I received in Vietnam in 1970. I was there in 69 and 70 as an infantry mechanic, so I've always been messing with cars, trucks, or whatever.
Again, thank you for your service.
Thank you.
I'm here with Deborah Ives. And what did you bring to the event today?
I brought my 65 Mustang Coupe. It's a Dynasty Green, which is an original color. Not exactly original to this car, but it's an original 65 color.
How'd you happen to buy this car?
I got it the summer of the year I graduated from high school.
Okay.
It was a beater. I bought it for $1,000, and it was this yucky green color, which the original was a, they called it honey gold, but the honey gold has a green in it, and with age, it made it really olive. And then, of course, it had primer and stuff, and it had been in an accident, so the front end was all dented, and yeah, it was. I love the car. I love driving it.
Oh, it's a labor of love. You restored it, and it's gorgeous.
Yeah. Of course, it didn't look gorgeous when I was driving it as my daily driver, and I drove it from 81 till 2006, and now it's pretty much my show-off car, and I just can't drive it anywhere now.
What's it like to drive?
With the 65 Mustang, it's like having a hardtop convertible because you take all those windows down and you get a lot of air in, but you still have the shade. So now I have a convertible 06, and it took me a while to get used to having the sun on me. I love it, but this car has its advantage that you can have the feeling of convertible, but you just have the shade over you, and you have the power, and it's just fun to drive. It's just a different experience.
Well, thanks for bringing it to the event today.
You're welcome.
Thank you for joining Peninsula Seniors Out and About. I'm Betty Wheaton. See you next time.